Hey everybody, welcome to today's Daily Market Commentary. It is the 12th of October, 2017. So once again, this coming out a bit late. I was doing a little bit of traveling today. It's nice to be able to go on a family vacation. So I'm traveling with the family and was on the plane with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old when the market closed. So by the time we got in, got settled, got the kids to bed, and got organized, it's already just about 9:30 here in the here in the East Coast. So I want to go through the same 8 markets that we do every day, and let's go take a look at kind of what some of them are doing and where they're looking. You know, the S&P has really been my bellwether. It's really my most important market. It's the one that I look at and trade probably the most frequently. But over the last week or so, there's really been nothing that's excited me, and it hasn't changed today. I will say that I am definitely seeing a fair amount of weakness, and I'm not a huge studies guy. But I'm going to throw MACD on here, and the reason I throw MACD on here, especially when I move this to a daily chart, is that we do still have rising momentums in our momentum indicator. And like I said, I told you I'm not a, those of you that know me and have known the trading style I do, I don't really believe much in indicators. But on the small time frame, even though I have relatively the same swing highs, I've got significantly lower momentum swing highs. So that's typically a sign of a breakdown, right? Does not mean that I'm ready to short this thing, and I'm still not going to be shorting this market. I would not want to be shorting the market kind of where it is. But if you really wanted to go to a very small time frame, on the small time frame, we're getting a little bit of a rollover this time in the evening. It's 9:30, actually 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern here in the U.S. You might have a little bit of an opportunity to get short at one of these levels up here if you believe in that weakening momentum. I will tell you, I don't. So I'm not doing it, but I would not object to somebody doing it, because there is definitely that slowing momentum and that weakness that's been built up. Taking a look at the Nasdaq, the NQ, our level still holds the same, not changing really anything that I'm doing here either. Both of my markets are fairly weak. The Nasdaq, we could be getting a little bit of roll off of this level right in here on the smaller time frame chart. So you have this little bit of an area from here to here where we could see a little bit of a rollover. So if indeed you do want to look at a short position, you may get something here in the Nasdaq in the overnight hours. It could occur right around the London market open. So those of you that are watching this from the UK, take a look around the market open and see where the Nasdaq is sitting. Crude oil. Now, crude oil, we definitely came off of this little drop base move away from this area where we had that equilibrium of buying and selling. Price came crashing down into it here and then rallied up out of it. So this area did work out pretty effectively. Talked a little bit about this area yesterday. Did not draw the lines on the charts because I wasn't so sure how much I loved it, and I can't. We can't go back and do it now, right? So it's an opportunity passed. I was not able to capitalize on that level today. Because frankly, I just didn't see if that one was going to be as effective. I wasn't a huge fan of the time of day that it was formed. The time that we spent in it just wasn't the greatest, and so I was allowing that one to kind of run away from me. Still have this little area here, which we bounced off of and dropped from, which we had spoken about in the past. That area is still valid, because we didn't trade very deeply into that area at all. So you may still get another test into this range. I still like the areas that we've got a little further out for better opportunities, but both of these from here, both of these levels here on smaller time frames could give you a good opportunity. Gold, we bounced off of our level in here and have continued to trade up. My target in gold is still right up here, right around 1305. I think you're going to start to get some slow up. We're going to slow at 13. We did already once as it hit 1300 and came down immediately. But if it can get through this 1300 price point, I think you've got a really good run up to this level in gold. if we come down from here and we don't make it all the way up to here, I do like some of these levels right in through here in gold as well. 1275, 1276. This level still has some validity to it as well. Going to our bond markets, looking at our bond markets, we are definitely in a possible breakout opportunity in these bond markets. We've got this rising, I don't want to call it a perfect, triangle pattern, but I definitely have. When you think about it, what created this was a big stack of selling. Price came into there and it used some of those selling. It used them some more. It's used them some more. When we break out through here, there could be a chance to ride this thing long up into, at the very least, this area in here where we have that kind of resistance, that little bit of a topping off point. But I think it could make it all the way up to here. Now, this is the area that we've had marked off on our chart for a really long time, and I'll continue to have it marked off on my chart, but I think that we could be setting up for a breakout long in the 10-year treasury note. The Aussie has bounced off of, we talked about this area acting as kind of a support. We bounced off of it, have continued to rally up. We are coming to an area, though, where we're going to have a hard time getting through, so keep an eye on this area as an area that's going to be tough for it to get through, coming soon. So if you're profitable from this area down here, congratulations, give yourself a big pat on the back. But I would start to be cautious about maybe moving your stops up and locking in some profits as we're coming into an area where there could be significant shorting opportunities. The euro, I actually tweeted this one out today, that we had this level set up, and if you notice, it's in a dashed line, because when I have a dashed line area, I typically find that to be a slightly weaker level. And so I want to take a number 3. I want to take some sort of an entry that is a confirmation entry. Let price come into that area and then get short as it starts to come back out. In this case, I didn't get filled. Got nicked by a tick, we'll say. Just barely missed entry, and it's one of those ones where you can't go back and that's what I love about leaving the lines on the charts. When you miss one, you miss one, and this is one that we missed. But that's okay. It doesn't cost us anything to miss something. The level's still valid. Because we didn't come into the zone where we believe that there's some selling pressure. Now, I think that it's probably fairly weakened at this point, but it is still valid. And last is the Canadian dollar. I think the Canadian dollar is definitely setting up yet again. It just keeps doing this consolidation breakout thing. We retested back into this area. This is just something I've seen very common in the CAD here recently. And, what we're doing now is putting in a slightly higher low on this hourly chart, and that slightly higher low on the hourly chart, if it breaks down below there, I think we could trade back down to 79.84 pretty easily. So I'm going to put a line here as a potential target, and we'll be able to review that one tomorrow. So those are our 8 markets. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these sessions that we're doing. Do me a favor, if you like it, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the channel with others. I want to do my best to allow this thing to grow organically and see how many people that we can help with it. So if you have any questions, give me a heads up. Talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. See ya.